Yeah, it's no longer a news that Arsenal is out of the Champions League and never going to be participating in the finals. The finals is between PSG and Inter Milan. And there's been a lot of fallout since then in terms of those Arsenal fans who want Ateta out and those who don't really care, who think like, oh, he's done much. But for me, I think I will fall on the side of those people wanting to stay for at least a season and see how well they perform, because we all knew that this during the January transfer window, we were supposed to bring in some players, but it never happened. The board never approves it, and it became so calamitous at the end of the day, because I'll call it a calamity, because if you look at how well we have moved in the league and how we fell behind, and how we exited the Champions League, if we had some few bodies in, like I believed somehow, something more positive will have come out of it. Literally today, if Man City playing Southampton, be sure is a win for Man City, and we'll be tied on points. Probably will be just above Man City on goal difference. That aside, if we have to look at the banters that have been going on all these days, football is about banter, but I think some banters somehow doesn't make sense for me as an Arsenal fan. Most of these banters don't really get to me, because it's been a repetitive things like for years now. It's one same word, so it already sounded like a broken record. And for me, trying to defend those banters I'll be sounding like a broken record as well. So I don't want to be in that situation. So the thing is that you can say whatever you want to say. And if you say you think you have a better season, well, fine. The only way to tell if a team has a better season is to go and look at the log. Look at the log, 16-15. Tottenham and Manchester United. They both playing the champions. Are they going to play in the finals of the Europa League? Luckily for, so either of them is going to win it. So we're looking forward to that. For me, it doesn't come to me. It doesn't touch me, because I believe uh, the Europa League, fine, all credits to those who organize it or whatever. But for me, I think no big team set out to win the Europa League. I don't know, because everybody want to play in the Champions League, because even if you're going to play in the Europa League, you're not going to attract best players. I tell you, some players not going to sign for you because you're going to play in the Europa League, because it's the second tier league. Not to talk about the Conference League, the so much the one who was that was created about 4 5 years ago. The Conference League. The Conference League is even one of the most. I think when it was created, I think so many football pundits kind of like, they don't really like it because it doesn't really make sense. I think it's a way of Europa trying to, bring other clubs, who are right there in the bottom in the leagues, or maybe, to bring it to forefront. But now we've seen some big clubs in quotes, they are there and they are playing the final. They're like, oh, da. If you win the Conference League, honestly speaking, I don't know. West Ham won it just three seasons ago. West Ham will never won a trophy for so many years. So playing the Conference League is not ambition of any. It's not the ambition. So if your club wins the Conference League and you want to brag, I have to look at you. I think I would even pick the Carabao Cup over the over the Conference League for me. Yeah, because I don't know where you go play in some in some stadium that in some country in some clubs I never heard of. You need to Google, go look, you pick up your what do you call it, your atlas or whatever it is, to go look encyclopedia, to go look for the names of all those clubs. For me, it doesn't get to me. So you can throw the banter. I don't really. It doesn't really get to me. I don't really care. Because I care about my club. For me, I think in terms of the Champions League, I think I'll continue to say it. I said it before in one of my videos. I think so far this Arsenal team, was ahead of its time in the Champions League, because nobody ever expected that this team gonna be there. And what are you saying? If you look at all the teams in the semi-finals, PSG, Arsenal, Barcelona, Inter Milan, even up to the quarterfinal, Real Madrid. You know, this same PSG that knocked out Arsenal defeated PSG earlier this season 2-0 in same Champions League at the group stage. PSG knocked out uh, uh, Liverpool. They knocked out Manchester City. They knocked out Aston Villa. These are clubs to an extent. This season they play at least they are among the top teams in England right now. So if you are not playing any of the top teams and you think you are winning a trophy, you are dancing all over the place, so be it. It's just for the banters. And that does not take away the pains that you all went through this season. The pains are still there. You're trying to mask it. Oh, if we win this trophy, it doesn't take away the pains, because I know how it feels when you watch your team in the league, because the league is every week. Even sometimes throughout December, your teams play like twice, in a week. and your team is being beaten and being battered by different clubs every week, there's no pain. There's nothing as painful as that, if you have to say. So if you are trying to take away your pain by bantering another club and trying to make yourself happy, so be it. Next season is here. The league. You know, one thing, the league is always in your face every week. So, and that is where, you know, the joy of fans, because literally Champions League, Europa League, it's just maybe any other time and all that, but this one is every week for 38 weeks. Yo, that's not an easy thing to stomach if your team is not doing well. And that is where the joy is. Fine, there's nothing, a trophy is a trophy. If you're going to say a trophy is a trophy, good. No, that's not about it. But when your team is so terrible, it is terrible. I'm telling you, this 2024 2025 season is a season that no man, EPL season, that no Manchester United fan would really want to, remember. No, what do you call it? Even Tottenham. Let us even give Tottenham some kind of excuse, because they have serious injuries this season. They had serious injury, and that injury is one of those things that's kind of blighted Arsenal's season as well. Because there was a time that Tottenham had literally all their players, the first team players, are all injured. So I'm trying to say, those of you who don't look, you become so illogical. If your team succeeds in something, you become so illogical. You begin to look it from just one direction, like someone who has a tunnel vision. That's what I see in so many people. Imagine this season if Alexander Arnold was injured with like for 3-4 months. Salah was injured like 4 months or 3 months. What do you call him? Van Dijk was injured for a very long period. Do you think you're gonna be where you are? No. That's it. You're not gonna be where you are. But you know what? We're not making no excuse, but we have to tell you, because if you succeed, we highlight the reason why you succeed. So if you fail, we also have to highlight the reason why you failed. So that is what we are saying. So we have to say you succeed because of so S and X thing doesn't happen to you, and that's the truth. So if you think, oh, you are just too perfect and that's fine, we wait, we go again. That's it.